what's going on, everyone? City Boy BBQ here with another episode of Taste the City.
Today we have guest Chef J Hart. He's got something interesting for you. We have the beautiful guest host, Shekaya. They're going to prove to you that our sauce goes on everything.
Just wait till we get inside just to show you what we're talking about. Taste the City. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, today it's Taste the City and we have an amazing meal for you. I'm your host, Shekaya See. Chef J Hart is making something with the CITYBOI BBQ Sauce. Are you ready? I feel like you're not ready. Make sure you're ready.
Yo, what up? As my lovely co-host just said, it's your boy Chef J Hart here. And today we're going to be making some beautiful, healthy magic with none other than the CITYBOI BBQ Sauce. So stay tuned.
So, what are you going to be making for us today?
So today, I'm glad you asked. We're making some tofu.
Ooh, tofu. How do you guys feel about tofu? Okay, yeah, I know. It has a bad name, but we're going to show you why it shouldn't, okay?
Right, that's it. You know,
Just
if your
needs a good
sauce,
sauce.
it needs a good sauce. So if your sauce is a good sauce,
BBQ sauce.
it can make everything better, right? All right, so guess what? We're gonna try to see if we can do some barbecue pan-fried tofu with a corn salsa, some rice, and a little bit of, avocado. Why not,
Perfect.
So, you want to be healthy. You want to feel good, right?
Yes, that's how you stay young and fresh and fit.
There you go.
Are you ready? Let's get started.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Okay, hands are washed.
Yep.
What are we starting with?
So we're gonna start with our tofu, right? This tofu is actually firm tofu. For those of you that don't know, or you may not know, there's a whole little firm scale right here from 1 to 6. You wanna make sure your tofu is firm, especially for a dish like this. You wanna get it really nice and crispy. If it's looser, you would use it for like soups or maybe scrambled eggs or something like that.
Okay.
Substitute. But in this case,
is good for frying.
yes, there you go. So it's watery. You can't hear it, but it's liquid in here. So what you wanna do is take your knife, cut it open like so. See all that liquid busting everywhere? It's crazy, right? You're gonna walk back to your sink, and you're gonna drain all your tofu out, drain all your water out, right? Bring it back, open this guy up, or girl up, whatever you wanna do, and you're gonna put it out. So
Drained. Once it's there, you start to cook it straight, or do we have to do something else?
now you gotta dry it out first. Make sure your tofu
Dry
is
it
dry because you don't want it wet anything wet going into fryer oil is definitely you wanna die.
Exactly.
So you wanna make sure it's really dried out. It takes about 15 minutes. So I have paper towels here, but some way they got magically moved. I don't know how, but I'm gonna need those paper towels though.
Let's get those magical paper towels.
Right. Oh, look at that. Black hand came through with the towels.
I love magic.
So what you wanna do, a lot of people usually put it in the oven and let it bake at 150, 175
Okay.
to get it really dried out, but we got paper towels. We're just gonna take this real quick, put this down, cover it.
We don't need it fully dried out. We just need it so that it doesn't react with the oil and
Yes.
can just still be able to hold the fry.
You don't wanna get splashed in your face.
Exactly. So
Definitely
scary. Don't do that, guys.
No. So we're gonna put this in the fridge, right? And while this is put in the fridge, we're gonna do our other things together, like onions, our corn, stuff like that. We're gonna make sure that's already able to go. So
Okay. And you said it dries out for about 15 to 20
15
minutes.
to 20
right?
minutes. If you wanna be on the safe side, do about 30,
Okay.
you know?
Okay, so tofu's drying. We
Yup.
have our rice. You said this is about 2 cups?
About 2 cups of rice.
Okay, how much water do you need for that?
So it's 2 to 1. 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice, right? But for me, I do a trick with it, actually. It's pretty interesting if you don't know. It's called the finger trick, right? So you pour rice, right? Pour rice in there, pour rice in there, pour rice water in there. So you're gonna take your finger, and the first little notch on your finger, you're gonna put the tip on the top of the rice, right? So as long as the water is hitting your finger, that's how much water you'll need. So you never have to really weigh it out after a while. Kind of like a pointless step.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, if you like to.
You're never really without your finger either, so this is very helpful. You'll always have the tool.
God gives you fingers, right? And toes, gives you tools. You don't gotta use cups and stuff, you don't have to, be creative, you know, use your brain, all that stuff.
Use your brain.
So we're gonna put this in the back for about like 20 minutes. So you always wanna do a 20-minute boil and simmer it out.
Perfect.
And it'll cook out with steam and it'll be fluffy and nice and
Exactly, we love that. Okay, so you heard 20 minutes for the rice.
right. I'm gonna put this on the back burner.
And after the rice, we're starting on the corn salsa now,
Yes,
right?
we're gonna get that going.
Okay, so now we're starting on the corn salsa.
Yes.
What do we need for that?
So it's very vibrant, right? So of course you need corn, right?
Okay.
Corn.
Fresh corn. We're
Tomato.
doing stuff right in this.
Of course. Tomatoes. These are Roma tomatoes, but you can use Jaguar tomatoes, grape tomatoes, any type you want, but I prefer Roma tomatoes because they're juicier and they're a lot more firm. You can feel that.
I do like the firmness.
There you go.
It's nice.
And then also we got limes for that citrus, the acidity to add to the sauce, of
Just
course.
Bring it out.
Of course, sauce is not complete without red onions, right?
You gotta bring it. It brings just that little bit of, you know, spice and crunch.
Chef's kiss. Now, of course, Chef Hart loves the garlic, and garlic's in everything.
Yes,
Has to
good
be.
for the immune system.
There you go. So, and of course, we got some salt and pepper here too, of course.
All right. So we're gonna get started with shucking the corn, I'm
Yes,
guessing. I'm
that's
actually really good at that, so I
Okay.
can help you out.
All right, cool. So, I'm gonna call one of the boys to come help me out. So, Mike, come on up, bro, Ham.
Come and join us at the table.
Right. So,
Oh, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there?
it's Mike right here. All right, I'm gonna put you to work today.
Cool, let's do it.
All right, cool.
What you got me doing?
So, I'm gonna have you shuck the corn.
Sounds good?
I'm gonna have you peel the garlic. So if you're not familiar with it, because everybody can always learn something new. So just peel off the shells. That's it. And just get it just like this. And then just put it to the side for all those. And while y'all doing that, I'm gonna start cutting these tomatoes. And I'm also start cutting onions.
A little saucy there.
So what you making, man?
So I'm gonna do some a salsa, you know what I'm saying?
Salsa?
Yeah, right now. I'm just gonna cut this open real
Corn
quick.
salsa.
Yeah. Give these nice little dice real quick. Something simple.
How much garlic you need me to peel for you?
All that. All that.
So have you always cooked healthy? Has that always been something that's important to you?
Always, yeah. I mean, I didn't really start doing it until recently. My girl's vegan. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what? Let me try to do something different. And it pushed me out of my shell to do more things that are more health conscious, you know?
Nice.
So my life was kind of dull, y'all. Sorry.
Okay.
You know?
So,
Love
for
it
the
a lot.
girlfriend, you wasn't vegan?
Nah. But I mean, I'm not vegan
She's
now,
making you better.
but I just like to, you know, be more health conscious.
She's
and find
expanding
stuff
your
out.
palate.
I get it. Expand the palate.
There you go. I mean, because in our community, a lot of us, it sucks that we don't have these options presented to us. So you want to be able to know, like, hey, I can eat something else I don't feel stuffed or filled afterwards. I don't feel stuffed afterwards. I still feel light, you know. And my motto is like to keep people nice and neat and light off their feet. So
Ooh, I like it.
there you go.
The corn is washed.
Okay,
I can
perfect.
put this here
Put
on
it right
the
there
side.
to the side.
Perfect.
I'm gonna put this tomatoes in here real quick. Something nice. For those of you men out there, if you don't know, tomatoes give you a lot of health benefits. They also help you prevent prostate cancer. So
Eat
something
your
to help you
tomatoes,
out.
fellas.
Eat your tomatoes out, man.
Eat your tomatoes, man. Help your tummy out.
There you go. So,
And then we also have these things.
oh yeah,
here.
bell pepper too, of course.
Perfect.
So this gonna go here first, right? Let's start with this onion.
Nice. So do you
Yum.
have any recommendations for how to cut an onion? I know people don't usually know how to do that.
Yes, okay. So usually always first get the skin off. You can do it 4 ways. You can slice it down the middle just like this, right? Some people like to cut the ends off or whatever. But you know why you cry when you cut onions?
Why?
So this part right here is the root,
Okay.
right? And once you cut this off, chemicals release to make you start crying. Now, if you want, you can put water in your face, put your face in the freezer. There's so many different tricks, wear goggles, whatever. But I was taught just stop being a little pump and let it go. That's
You
what
know
I was
what?
taught.
That's usually the easiest way too.
It is.
You used to be in the kitchen crying.
I do. So basically, also if your knife, let's turn this down a little bit. If your knife isn't sharp, it's gonna bruise the onion as well, which is gonna make you cry. You don't want that, right?
Sharp knife is key.
Garlic peeled.
All right, nice. You know what? If you want to, I got you a little knife right here too. All right, you can cut these down, mince these, some real nice.
Mince.
Yeah, you're gonna mince them. You want me to show you how to do it first?
Yeah, show me.
All right, cool. Just gonna take this real quick, right? Hold it, put your thumb like a claw motion, but you don't wanna like cut yourself. And your knuckle's gonna like guide you through the whole thing. So just cut that off. Do that to all those, and just keep doing all those. Then bring them all together, and make sure you keep having those nice minced, and that'll be fine. So do that to all of those. If you need help, holla at me.
Yes, sir.
Let me know. So
Help.
So for this onion, way to dice it, take your knife, use your palm, base of the onion, cut through, have these little cuts in the middle, go on top, make some indents right here. Then we're gonna dice it just like this.
I can see the colors coming together already.
There you go. You got the nice
Looking nice.
brightness from the corn. You got the purple coming from the red onion. That's always been funny to me. People always say, "Oh, it's a red onion," but this looks purple to me. It don't look red. You know.
As Tabitha says, it's a purple onion.
You good over there?
Yeah, we good over here, bro.
Really getting the garlic
Slicing and
fine.
slicing on
There
It's
you
gonna
go.
be good.
Doing the thing. We can also use this whole onion too, so don't even let it bother you. Two things is never enough of, onion and garlic.
Just brings the flavor.
There you go. Unless you're like on a date or something, then you don't want that.
Yeah, I actually took a date to a garlic restaurant and it was amazing. So don't knock it till you try it.
Oh, okay.
It's all about the flavor.
Funky conversation. There
But you know the flavor is all you really want to talk about, so it's okay.
There you go. So this is all done.
Perfect.
Fill this out.
Got our bowl.
Mike, you sound like you're having a good old time over there. Get this bowl closer. Add these in here like so. You gotta be careful too, because sometimes you can cut your fingers, and you don't want to do that. Or sometimes I've seen people do it this way, and when they do it this way, the whole thing just comes crashing down. It's a horrible incident. So
Always be careful.
there you go. So you are from the islands, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I figure you have a lot of experience with corn.
Exactly. We do have corn there. We don't have any corn fields. I think that's a common misconception that TV made you guys out to think. But
Yeah.
we have banana trees.
Okay.
And mango trees.
Okay.
And we love corn, especially cornmeal. We use to make fungi, which is like it's like mashed potatoes. It's the texture of mashed potatoes, but it's okra and cornmeal.
So-
and it makes kind of like a side dish for like boiled fish. And,
Nice.
saltfish pâtés and stuff like
So
that.
how do you think the CITYBOI Sauce will team up with that?
Oh, it would go good with that. Put a little piece of barbecue chicken with some fungi on the side
Okay.
and some plantain.
Nice.
We're good.
Okay. So we got our corn
All cut.
all cut, right? So
So
now
now
we're
you're gonna smoke that. Give it a
Yes.
little sear.
There you go.
Okay, great.
Bring it to the stove. All right. Now some people use olive oil. Some people use canola oil. When it comes to stuff like this, I use canola oil because it has a higher smoke point.
Okay.
So meaning that if you put olive oil on a pan and turn the heat up really high, it'll burn a lot faster, more so than you use vegetable oil or avocado oil or sunflower oil. Each oil has a different smoke point, if you didn't know.
Okay, good to know. So we're using vegetable oil today,
Yes.
right? Okay.
It's a little bit better than canola oil, you know?
So vegetable, healthy. Hello.
So I'm gonna slide this way. So we're gonna add our veggie oil in here, right? You don't wanna add too much, just enough to coat the pan, right? Get that going, right? Let it coat the pan real nice like. Let it come to a cool little heat.
So do we saute the garlic in there before we put in the corn, or do we just do
Yes.
the corn? Okay.
We're gonna
so
saute the garlic in there. We still have this,
Some peppers.
kind of debating if I wanna use this or not, but I mean, why not? It's
Add
color,
a little
right?
piece. Yeah, exactly. Bring the color to it.
There you go.
So saute pepper and garlic, and then we'll add the corn.
Yes. And while that's heating up, we can just butcher this real quick. It takes 2 seconds for a bell pepper. Some people, the culinary ways you do it, from the side, and you just move it along like this. But to me, there's more than one way to skin the cat. You have all this, you don't need that, right? More than one way to skin the cat, I just cut it down, and I'm just going at it, just in strips. Bring it to the sideways, like so. And just nice little dices like this. And it's okay because it's all gonna go in there together, so it's not that big of a deal, right? And that's cool for now. You don't need all of it.
Some on the side.
Yeah, you don't need all of it. You can just save the rest of that for later.
So how long do you think it should saute for, and at what heat?
You're gonna do it, I did it to like medium-low.
Okay,
Probably
medium-low heat.
5 to 10 minutes. You know, I cook from the heart, Chef Hart. I don't really, you know, be robotic with it.
On recipes. Right?
Yeah, because when you cook from your soul. And just like CITYBOI BBQ Sauce, you guys made this from your heart, right? So I like to do the same thing. So once this is nice and aromatic, the bell peppers are kind of soft. And you don't gotta always cook with high flames. You don't have to do that because you're controlling the heat. The heat's not controlling you. People think, I just gotta cook it really high and it'll be fine. And that's not the case because you might burn something.
Exactly.
Or you might forget. And then you're sitting there like, oh, my meal's burnt, I gotta start over. Unless y'all like burnt food, then that's on you. Right?
Not really my
So,
vibe. You guys? Okay, so we're all on the same page.
there you go, same page. So,
Let this cook up, and then we'll be adding our corn, right?
so that's cooking out. It's nice and aromatic. Pretty sure all y'all can smell it.
And where do the limes come in for this dish?
The lime's gonna go in the finisher afterwards. So we're
Okay.
gonna get the limes together with the tomatoes, with the red onions. We're gonna toss that together to give you this really nice, vibrant, refreshing flavor.
Nice, I like
Right.
that.
So I'm gonna put this to the side. And then, just bring our pan towards us. I don't have to travel 10,000 spaces. Put our corn in here.
Make it easy.
Make it easier for you, all right? Now I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more because I do want this char.
Okay, so we'll let that saute at a high heat for about 5 minutes, guys.
5 minutes, yeah. Also, once again, season your corn. It's in there. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, all right?
Awesome.
And then
It's
let that
looking
saute
good.
for a while and let it do its thing. And you wanna do it until you start getting these like char marks.
Okay, so it's a little brown on the corn.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let that go. And then, yeah, we're gonna clean up here and then come back in.
Sounds good. We'll get started on the tofu next.
Right.
Okay, so our corn is cooked, sauteed
Yes.
with our peppers and garlic.
Yeah.
And now we're
Bonito.
going to be adding it to the tomatoes and onions, correct?
So you want this color. You know, you want coloration, a little bit of brown. That's what you want in there. Everything's cooked. The bell peppers are soft, stuff like that. So we're gonna add them into our little salsa mix, right? Add them
Perfect.
all in here one time for the one time, right? A nice little color going on, you dig, right?
Great.
Put that to the side. And let's go with our salsa without what?
Lemon.
There you go, lemons, limes,
Do it without.
whatever you want, right? So what I do as a tip, I roll my limes or my lemons to release all the oils in it. If you don't know, it's a pretty cool fun fact. And you can always half it and just squeeze it if you want, right? You can always half it and squeeze it. That's a cool thing too. But to get more liquid out of it, what a lot of people do is take it, cut off the sides, slice it down the middle or in fours,
That makes sense.
right?
So it's a little easier to squeeze as well.
Yeah, and this part right here, the rind, the white part, cut that off real nice like, you got all this. So you squeeze it, a lot more juice came out,
Lots
what you
of
saw in the
juice.
first two. Right? So, boop, boop, you don't need all these limes, just enough.
Okay.
You know. Take your little spatula here, mix it all together, all right? All those
Smell
colors.
The aroma. It's delicious.
Yeah, you got the tomatoes, the red onions, the peppers, all that. And what's not, you know, always finish
Add a little
season two.
seasoning.
A little bit of salt, all right? It's a little bit of salt. You don't need a lot. You don't want to have high cholesterol or nothing.
Exactly. We're healthy here, okay?
Health conscious. So,
So we have our tofu. It's dried out.
yes.
And now we need to cut it into cubes. You said?
Yeah, cubes, right? So, follow me. It's pretty simple. You want them to be symmetrical. And from this, you can probably get at least like four rows.
So I'll do in half
Mm-hmm.
and then in two.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah. So you want to go turn it horizontally.
Okay.
Quarter cut it this way. Cut it down.
So another 4 or another 3.
Do 2. There you go. 1. Let's do a little bit bigger. That's fine. That works. It works. So
It's actually perfect.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know. Yeah.
We like them. We were trying to
Good.
go for a little symmetrical, but you know
There
what?
you go.
I had to do my own thing.
All tofu matters, right?
It really does.
So we got these going here. We're gonna set these in our little magical bowl. If you don't mind, can you cut that final one for me too?
I will.
Great. Put our tofu in there. I gotta convert these guys to try tofu because they look like this weird, what is this, gelatinous thing?
Exactly. They haven't learned how great it can be yet.
All right. I almost died like literally 10 minutes ago. If you guys missed it, I almost choked. It's crazy.
He did, but we brought him back to life. Everything's good now.
Here you go. So add
now
that
we
to
got
our.
the tofu.
All right. So I got a couple things here with this here. Cornstarch, nutritional yeast, and I made a barbecue spice blend right here. All right.
Nice. Is this like a secret barbecue blend?
No secret at all. You can make a spice blend from home if you want to. Use anything you want. This one particularly is brown sugar, cinnamon, cayenne pepper, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of cinnamon, and a little bit of mustard powder, and a pinch of liquid smoke.
Nice.
So-
It brings that smoky barbecue flavor.
Give it a smell. There you go.
Sweet, but also smoky.
There
Just
you
what
go.
we need for the City Boy BBQ sauce.
Now, nutritional yeast is always a cool thing, right? This is like cheese for vegans, right? If you don't like cheese or you don't like milk or dairy period, but you want to have that cheesy flavor, nutritional yeast is the way to go.
It really is.
So, what we're gonna do with this, we are going to put a little bit of our spice blend on here. You can do that. And I'm gonna add our little nutritional yeast on there. Yeah,
We want to make sure it really gets all covered up.
put some more in there. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
There you go.
Sorry about the
It's all good.
loudness.
All right. So we're gonna give this nice little toss around.
Okay, a little toss.
You
See
want-
if we need any more.
You want everything in here coated. Like you don't want to leave nothing uncoated because it is a tofu is a soybean. It's kind of like bland to the taste, but you want to add flavor to it.
Exactly.
That's the cool part about it, is you can always add stuff to it. It doesn't have to be just one thing. You want to make it lemon pepper tofu? Sure. You want to make garlic parmesan tofu? Sure. You want to make City Boy tofu?
City Boy BBQ tofu.
You can do it. So
Can.
that's all nice and seasoned, right? I'm gonna add some nutritional yeast in there too.
Maybe add just a tad bit more because, like, you know, like we said, we're trying to get the flavor.
Why not? Right? That's all nice. Now you're probably thinking, well, Chef Hart, how's it gonna fry? Got cornstarch.
Wow.
All right.
It's just right there.
For me personally, you can use all-purpose flour, but personally for me, I don't do it all-purpose flour because it doesn't give you that texture that you want. You want that crispy, that crunchiness.
Yes.
Potato starch or cornstarch definitely works, right?
It's different than flour, okay? It brings more crisp. Remember that.
There you go. It's also good to thicken your sauces too. Let's say you're making like a broth or a stock or a sauce. You can make a little slurry. Mix this with your sauce or a little bit of water, mix together, add in there, whisk it together, and combined with heat, it will become a little bit thicker than what it once was before. Don't just add this straight to it because it's gonna get these white, clumpy, thick like lumps in there.
Exactly.
And
You
you
gotta
don't
make
want
sure
that.
you do the water.
There you go.
Water plus cornstarch. Good to
Always do equal parts, like spoonful, stir it up together, boom.
But in this case, we can do it dry.
Yeah, because it's gonna coat our tofu.
Exactly.
So we're gonna do, just get a little to the part like this. A little bit of cornstarch in here going, right? My bad, y'all, sorry.
Exactly. Just make sure it's coating all the pieces.
There you go.
And in terms of amount, you would say just kind of go with the amount that is going to coat all of the tofu that you have, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need a specific
Pretty much.
amount. It's more like you just want to make sure the whole thing is covered.
Yes, that's pretty much it. So I'm mixing it all together, right? And you're gonna use your hands, get a little dirty. As long as your hands are clean, that's fine. But make sure you're clean, of course. I'm gonna move these all around nicely. Do-do-do-do.
Get them all covered. We're trying to make sure all the pieces have seasoning as well as cornstarch.
There you go, there you go. So, see these are for the most part all covered, all right?
Perfect.
These are all covered for the most part. What's in there? I'm gonna wash my hands real brief.
Okay. And once we finish covering them, the next step is to fry them.
Fry them, yes.
All right, you guys heard them. We're frying them. So we're going to show you how we fry this barbecue tofu. The tofu is seasoned. We have the cornstarch on it. Do you fry all the pieces at once?
Oh,
or-
no.
Okay,
So what you wanna do, let's walk over here.
great.
So what you want to do is, I didn't put a lot of oil in here because you don't want to submerge it. You want to get it crispy on each side.
Okay.
So you'll take about like, in the side note, the good thing to know when your fry oil is ready, if you have wooden bamboo sticks particularly, put them down. See little bubbles from around it. you guys can see that. Then you'll know that your fry oil is ready to go.
Okay, so it's hot enough.
Yep. So we're gonna start with this little guy here. Flat surface. Put them down, let them go. All right. We can slowly start to add these one at a time.
Okay.
Just so they can get that nice little.
So we still want enough space between the tofu.
Yes.
That they're not touching, but
Yeah.
we can put in enough that they're near each other.
You don't have to crowd it all together either.
Okay.
So like, don't think that you got to do it all at the same time. I gotta crowd my pan because you want them to each at least get that nice toasty on each side.
Exactly.
So these are all in. We're gonna let these go, and the temperature should be about like 350.
Okay.
So let it go. If you want to turn it up a little bit, you can, but just be mindful because it will burn really fast.
So we're keeping it on like a medium heat and just eyeing it.
Yeah.
Kind of about 3 minutes each side, or
I say 5 minutes each side.
Okay, 5 minutes each side.
Each side, just let it go. And we'll start with these, and then Brad will just do more.
So our tofu is fried, extra crispy. We dash a little salt on it. What's the next step?
Of course, to turn it up with the CITYBOI sauce, right?
Ooh, this is the most important step of all, is what you're saying.
Most important.
This is how we make it.
All right. So
Next
what's what we're
level.
gonna do? We got a nice little bowl here, all right?
Okay.
I'm gonna add a couple of little, of these Johns in here. Do you hear that?
I do.
That ping?
Yeah. That's that little crisp, just perfection.
Yeah.
That's when you know you did it right.
I'm telling you, man.
You saw it here, you heard it here. You guys, this is how you do it.
That's right.
So after we have them all in a bowl, we're gonna coat them with
Some
the barbecue sauce.
yeah.
Do you like it to be extra thick, or do you like to leave it a little light? What do you think is the best? Like fully covered, right?
So I'm a saucy dude. I know the CITYBOIs are saucy dudes. So I like to give it a nice, thick coat of sauce, just to
We're
make
going,
sure.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
That's what we're going
We're gonna get a little creative too with this plating. So I'm gonna give it a nice little drizzle dazzle of sauce.
All coated
Nice
in.
little drizzle of the
Love
sauce,
it.
right? Make sure it gets tossed around in there, move them around. They all get coated nice and evenly,
Perfect.
right? So, we got our pretty little canvas right here, right? Mound of rice, all right? Nice little rice mound, just like that. We got our salsa. We're gonna put it down some nice, all right? We're gonna probably make we're gonna put our salsa as like the base, right?
A lot of salsa in there for
Yeah,
that.
a lot of salsa for the base. There's gonna be a lot of flavors going on, right? Now, of course, avocado, magic.
Needed for everything. I'm
Boom.
one of those people that just thinks avocado can do no wrong.
Avocado's amazing.
So good.
Only bad thing is that if avocado is not firm all the way, you can get diarrhea, and that's kind of horrible.
Yeah, you see, we're not really going for that move, so make sure your avocado is ripe.
Right.
Okay?
Slice it young one time, all right? Peel it from the bottom like so. Do like half and half, all right? Get this nice little fanned out style avocado one time. All right, take our other half. Do. Right, fan that out too.
Looking beautiful.
Right, not how I want to do this, but I'm gonna do it the wrong way. And of course, you want to add always a little bit of salt to your avocado, right? Always. Olive oil and salt, always things that can just make avocado go crazy. So, that's the final part, right? Put this aside. Got our pieces, right? What we're gonna do with these pieces is just build a nice little mound on top, right? Nice little mound. Put it
They're all
on top.
coated and covered.
Coated, covered, You don't want to get no piece that's like not coated or covered, right?
Exactly. Maybe even a little drizzle at the end.
Oh yes, of course. What would set this off would be if I really have some like herbs or something.
Just a little touch of parsley on top.
Cilantro, parsley, whichever one you want, If it falls, it's cool, let it go naturally. You don't want to like make it seem like robotic or whatever. Bring them around. Bring them around. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So
It's looking fabulous.
that's there. And I got my barbecue seasoning too. I'm gonna finish that off too. So a little bit on top, just a little bit, all right?
Bring that extra flavor.
That extra smokiness in there, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Put that on top. Everything goes to the side, like so. Oh! Sorry, y'all. And boom, there she goes. That's all she wrote.
It's about to go.
clean up your plating a little bit. You know?
Yes.
A lot of people like to eat with their eyes.
It looks beautiful. I don't know how you guys are thinking, but I'm thinking delicious. When does this taste test start?
You know what? This taste test starts.
I mean, this looks next level delicious. What do you think?
It's alright. I mean, you know.
I'm excited to try
I like
this.
it. It's pretty cool.
We're getting one last drizzle in and then we're doing a taste test?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So, you know, they like to do sauce too, so we're gonna sauce them up a little bit. I wish they had a squeeze bottle, but it's alright.
Exactly. You can't go wrong with the City Boys barbecue sauce.
Okay. Alright.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and
Go ahead.
one of these really sauced up pieces.
Oh. It's good, right?
Mm-hmm. The barbecue sauce does it. It does the thing.
It does it. That's crazy.
Corn salsa.
Avocado squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Good, right?
Mm-hmm. The City Boys aren't gonna know what hit them.
They not. Let's see if we can make some of these non-believers into believers.
Mm-hmm.
Get it?
Bring them in here.
Vegan believers, no?
They need to. They need to be believers.
All right. Hey, yo, City Boys, get over here, yo.
Come on in. All right, you guys, it's the time. Dig in.
All right now. This is the tofu.
Here.
How do we eat it? Are we eating it with the tofu and the...
Yeah, with this, you can do it with
Dig
the
in.
tofu and the salsa.
Get
whatever,
a little bit
look,
of
whatever
corn
you want
salsa.
to.
You might want
That's
some
it.
rice.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
There you go.
Good for the prostate.
All right now.
What's up?
Might do something.
See?
Might do something.
See? It good, eh?
That's good. Oh my God. That's good.
Barbecue tofu
Fried tofu.
There you
with
go.
the City Boys barbecue sauce.
Hold on. I gotta try another piece just to make sure that first one wasn't a fluke.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Check it out. Do it with some of the corn salsa.
There you go.
One bite.
Uh-huh.
Mike, what's the consensus?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like tofu like that, but it's good. Though. I don't know what to do with cornstarch and make crunch like this. Solid.
So are you a believer now, Mike?
The second one might have been better than the first one. I don't know how that's possible, but it got better.
It's just gonna get better. That's what happens.
The thing with people in tofu is the texture. So it's like really spongy inside, so it kind of give you that like, I don't know if I really like it taste, but I mean, if you can disguise the outside, it'll get you to take a bite into it.
So I noticed no one hasn't touched the rice yet.
Right.
So I'm just
Because the tofu is just so amazing, but you know, the rice is still a big part.
So we just wrapped up another episode of Taste the City with guest chef J Hart, the genius J Hart, and guest host, the beautiful
Shekaya Sky.
And they did a wonderful job. Food came out great, as we expected.
And I don't know how many times we gotta say this, but the City Boy BBQ Sauce, it goes on everything. Even as we saw today, it goes on tofu.
Remember, comment, like, subscribe, and also visit CITYBOI-BBQ.com. CITYBOI-BBQ.com. Stay tuned.